Have you ever noticed how one careless word, one disrespectful look, can steal your entire peace? You wake up calm, but by noon, you're replaying that moment again and again, as if your whole day has been hijacked. Most men believe they're powerless in these situations, that emotions come like storms, and there's nothing you can do but endure. But the Stoics taught the opposite. Your mind is your battlefield, not the outside world. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. The insult itself is nothing compared to the story we spin afterward." Think about it: someone cuts you off in traffic. The event lasts 3 seconds, yet you carry the anger for hours, maybe the whole day. That weight isn't theirs, it's yours, and you don't have to hold it. The Stoics believed real power isn't found in shouting louder, but in not needing to shout at all. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. True dominance comes not from controlling others, but from refusing to let them control you. Picture this. A colleague throws a sharp remark in a meeting. Your chest tightens. Your fists want to clench. That's the moment your battlefield. You can fire back and lose yourself, or you can pause, breathe, and choose calm over chaos. That single choice separates a man enslaved by emotion from one who owns his inner world. You're not weak for struggling with anger. You're human. But as Epictetus warned, any person capable of anger is a slave to it. The real question is, will you remain a prisoner of your impulses, or will you train yourself to stand unshaken? Because when you master the mind, no insult, no circumstance, no person can rob you of your peace. And that is the essence of Stoicism. Anger is not who you are. It's a habit you've practiced for years. You weren't born slamming doors or snapping at strangers in traffic. These reactions were learned, repeated until they felt automatic. And like any habit, they can be unlearned. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Most men think anger is strength, but it's weakness disguised as power. The man who loses control becomes predictable, easy to provoke, and drained of peace. Real strength is silence, the ability to remain calm while others lose themselves. Picture this. You're waiting in line for over an hour. Someone boldly cuts in front of you. Your chest tightens, your jaw clenches, the urge to lash out rises. That moment right there is your battlefield. Will shouting fix the situation? Or will it only steal more of your energy? Every time you've exploded, it left you with regret, not respect. Epictetus warned, any person capable of anger is a slave to it. When you let anger drive, you hand power to the very thing that provoked you. But if you pause, breathe, and choose restraint, you break the cycle. You prove that calm is stronger than rage. Anyone can react. That's easy. What takes discipline and backbone is to stand still when the world tries to shake you. The man who refuses to be moved by small things becomes untouchable. That is Stoic strength. It's easy to raise your voice, slam the door, or throw insults when you feel disrespected. Most men believe that reacting fast means strength. But that power is false. It burns quickly and leaves you weaker. Real control is not about dominating others, but mastering yourself. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Trying to control people is a losing game. The only thing you can truly control is how you respond. And when you choose calm over chaos, you win. Imagine this. In a meeting, your manager criticizes your idea in front of everyone. The heat rises. Your pride screams to defend itself. But instead of striking back, you pause and say, "Thanks for the feedback. I'll revisit it." Later in private, you speak with clarity, not anger. That is strength. That is Stoic discipline. Seneca taught, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay. Silence at the right moment is not weakness. It's precision." Think of the last time someone lost control in front of you. Did you admire them more, or did they lose respect in your eyes? Rage is loud, but respect is quiet. When you stay composed under provocation, you rise above the storm. You don't avoid speaking, you choose when and how, on your terms. The man who keeps his dignity intact no matter the insult, becomes unshakable. That is real control, the kind no one can take away. You cannot expect calm in chaos if you never train for it. Most men wait until anger strikes to practice self-control, but strength must be built daily, like muscle in the gym. Self-mastery isn't a switch it's forged through repetition. Marcus Aurelius wrote each day to reflect on what tested him and how he could respond better. He knew calm was not a gift but a discipline. Epictetus, once a slave, taught that training begins not with grand gestures, but with daily control of thought and emotion. Picture this. You come home tired, your child spills juice on your laptop. The instinct is to explode. But you pause, breathe, and simply say, "Let's clean it up." That small act is not weakness. It's a repetition that strengthens your inner calm. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." The Stoics understood that peace isn't built in isolation, but in the noise of life traffic, disrespect, stress, and conflict. These moments are your training ground. Simple habits, journaling, early reflection, choosing silence over sarcasm, become workouts for the soul. Because when pressure comes, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your training. And the man who trains daily in stillness will stand firm when storms arrive. Frustration doesn't come from events. It comes from your resistance to them. You plan your day, but traffic delays you. Meetings get canceled, or new tasks appear. Anger rises, not because life changed, but because you expected it not to. Attachment to plans creates suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The Stoics knew peace is lost when we cling too tightly to what we cannot control. Letting go is not surrender, it's wisdom. Picture this. Someone backs into your car and shrugs it off. Your first reaction is rage. But will shouting fix the dent? Will it restore justice? No. So you stay calm, handle the paperwork, and protect your peace. You lose a bumper, but you keep your dignity. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Real control isn't forcing life to obey, it's adapting when it doesn't. Discipline means focusing only on what you can shape, your response, your mindset, your character. A man who needs everything to go right will never know peace. But the man who learns to release what is beyond him becomes unshakable. Stoic strength is not in clinging, it is in letting go. Conflict is not a threat, it is a test. Most men see it as an attack on pride, a fight to win or prove something. But the Stoics treated every confrontation as practice for the mind. Each insult, each unfair moment, is an opportunity to strengthen control. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, politics, and war, yet chose stillness. He wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Conflict revealed where his ego still wanted power, and he used it as training. We can do the same. Picture this. You wait patiently in line, but someone cuts ahead, demanding to be served first. Your heart races, your jaw tightens. The instinct is to explode. But instead, you step back, ask, what's really at risk, my time, my ego, or my peace? By choosing calm, you rise above, showing strength without rage. Seneca said, "He who angers you, conquers you." The Stoic doesn't avoid conflict, he refuses to be ruled by it. He speaks with clarity, not fire, knowing that lowering yourself to disrespect only proves weakness. The more you treat conflict as training, the stronger you become. It stops being a battlefield and becomes a gym for the soul. And the man who masters himself in conflict walks away untouchable, unchanged by noise. It's not the moment that makes you angry, it's your imagination. You're not upset about what was said, but about what you think it meant. What might happen next, or what you should have replied. Most suffering comes not from reality, but from the stories in your head. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. The Stoics trained to return to the present. 'Cause only in the present can you be free. Living in the past or future only chains you to shadows. Picture this. Someone cuts you off in traffic. The act lasted seconds, but you replay it for half an hour, building anger with every thought. The man who offended you is long gone, yet you carry him with you. That is the weight of imagination. Epictetus warned, men are disturbed not by things, by the views which they take of them, your assumptions, your fears. Your predictions, they create pain greater than the event itself. But when you come back to the present, focusing on breath, sound, posture, you stop feeding ghosts and regain control. This is why mindfulness is not weakness, it's a weapon. You can't control what already happened, nor what hasn't happened yet. But you can master now. And the man who owns the present moment becomes untouchable. Resentment is a weight that ages you. You think you've moved on because you're silent, but the anger still shapes how you speak, trust, and live. Carrying old grudges is like dragging chains from the past into your present. Epictetus said, you may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus can conquer my will. Forgiveness for the Stoics was not approval but self-preservation. It's refusing to let another's offense keep ruling your mind. Every ounce of resentment steals peace from today. Picture this. A colleague throws a sharp remark in the break room. You could fire back, carry it home, replay it until midnight. Or you could smile, breathe, and walk away, choosing not to carry trash that isn't yours. That is not weakness. That is power under control. Seneca warned, anger, an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. When you release resentment, you free space in your heart for clarity, rest, and strength. Forgiveness doesn't mean trusting again. It means no longer punishing yourself. The man who drops bitterness moves lighter, breathes deeper, and lives freer. And that freedom is true Stoic strength. Between the spark and the fire lies your battlefield, the pause. Most men live on autopilot, reacting before awareness even catches up. But Stoicism begins in that space, the breath between what happens and how you respond. Marcus Aurelius advised, don't act unless what you do is necessary. Strength is not about speed, but it's precision, choosing the right action at the right time. When you master the pause, you master yourself. Picture this. Your teenage son talks back with sharp words. Your instinct is to snap, but instead, you breathe and say, I'll respond in a moment. That pause breaks the old cycle and writes a new one. Clarity enters where anger once ruled. Seneca said, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. Hesitation is not weakness, it is wisdom. In a world that demands instant reactions, restraint becomes your power. You trade impulse for intention, chaos for control. Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. The man who commands his pause doesn't just win arguments, he wins himself. And that victory is the essence of Stoic strength. Anger is not your nature, it is a habit. Calm is not weakness, it is strength forged through practice. The Stoics taught that every moment of tension is a chance to grow stronger, to train your mind, and to take back your power. Marcus Aurelius reflected daily, reminding himself to let go of what he couldn't control and to stand firm in what he could. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Seneca urged delay, knowing that patience cools the fire of anger. Think of your daily life conflict at work, disrespect in conversation, plans ruined by chance. Each of these is an invitation. Will you be hijacked again, or will you pause, breathe, and rise above? When you hold your ground with calm, you become untouchable. The man who owns his thoughts, his reactions, his energy, owns his life. And that is Stoic strength peace, sharpened by discipline, power expressed in silence, and freedom found in self-mastery.